Hi guys, hope everybody is safe and well out there. This is the last example on the review sheet for the performance final, number 5. Remember, you are to play 4 examples total. You can send them in 4 separate videos if you want to. Whatever works best for you is fine with me. In this case, we're trying to show that we know some theory. We learned some theory in Guitar 1, and that is that we are able to show we understand what 3 chords go together in a key. And the formula was using the root chord of the key, the name of the key, 1, and then counting up to the 4th and 5th letter name and building chords on those 4th and 5th letter names. So there are 3 keys, and I'll demonstrate them. You are to pick one. So again, if you're a beginning player, these don't have to be strummed in rhythm, and you can select from one of these 3, whichever is easiest for you to play. If you are a more advanced player, you might even just demonstrate all 3 of them, even though that's not required. I encourage you in the future to try and see how this applies to songs you know, try to figure out what key they're in, and also look at other keys that we did not do here. I kind of broke it down to 3 keys with some simple fingerings to play. And the first one I'll do is the key of A. And when you do your video, name the chord and tell me what number it is in the key. So in the key of A, the A chord, get in a position where you can see, the A chord is 1. The D chord is 4, and the E chord is 5. You could also play the E chord as E7. For those of you with the Disler book, you'll see that that is marked in her chapters as an option. The next key I'm going to do, oh, and I would like you to resolve that back to the 1 chord. So after you hit E7 and call it the 5, take it back to the 1. On the second example, I'll do the key of D, where D is the number 1, and this time I'll count it out. D, E, F, G. So the G chord will be 4, and the A chord will be 5. So D is number 1 in the key of D. G is number 4 in the key of D, and A, or A7, is the 5 chord. I'm playing just A major here, and I'm going to resolve it back to D. Okay, so D was the 1, G was the 4, and A was the 5. And that only leaves us one more key, which is the key of G. In the key of G, G is the number 1, G, A, B, C is 4, and D is 5. So all 6 strings for the G. G is 1. C chord has 5th in the bass. D chord has the 4th in the bass. C chord was the 4 chord. D is 5. And G is 1. I'll do that one more time. G is the 1 chord. C is the 4 chord. D is the 5 chord. And G is the 1. Okay, so you pick one of those that's required, and you play the 1, 4, and 5. Name the chord and the number that it is in the scale. I want to be sure that you understand what you're doing theory-wise. And then I really encourage you to try this out in the musical world. Oftentimes when you are playing with other musicians, as soon as we get that chance again, hopefully soon, you will often be told by another player, I'm playing a 1-4-1 progression, or I'm playing a 1-5-4 progression, and you can figure out what those chords are pretty quickly if you practice the primary chords in different keys. So we did the key of D, G, and A. You pick one of those, and that would be 25% of your test right there. So a quick review of all the examples. Number 1 was the folia. You pick 3 chords off of the Hal Leonard list, demonstrate those chords, and then you play the folia chord example, chapter 6, page 45. You play it twice, once with quarter notes and once with any variation that stays in 3/4 time. Make sure you stay in 3/4 time. You can watch the video that I did, number 1 video for the review, and I give several examples there. Number 2, play a sight reading piece of your choice with notes only. And I played all 5 examples. They're all in the Hal Leonard book. Greensleeves, Shenandoah, Star Spangled Banner, Simple Gifts, and the Minuet in G. Pick one of those and play it, not saying anything. The third example is play one scale of your choice, either C 1 octave, F 2 octaves, or G 2 octaves, saying the letters up and down. Number 4, good for the beginning players. You get to pick your own chords and you can play as slow as you want to. You may want to skip number 1 and do this example and number 5 instead. I gave several short pieces that you could do, including number 1 on page 45, maybe the easiest in both books and the shortest. Just keep them even and make sure you're playing the correct bass notes. That's number 4, your choice of a chord progression. And number 5, your choice of primary chords. So pick the key A, D, or G and demonstrate that you can do the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord in those keys by playing once each, naming the chord and giving it a number. So pick a key. I'll review them quickly. The A was A number 1, D number 4, E is the number 5 chord. The key of G. G is the number 1, C is the number 4, and D is the number 5. And the key of D. D is the number 1, G is the 4 chord, and A is the 5 chord. Good luck, everybody. Get it together. Get it into me by the last day of your class. You can send it any way that worked the last time, through my cell, through the email, through Google, whatever works for you, and feel free to email me at any time if you get in trouble. Just make sure you make the deadline for this, because we all have to get our grades in and we want to take care of you guys. So stay safe and happy, and we will talk to you soon. Good luck.